Now me be one Abakaleke military lifestyle.
Please, I beg, make una help me share this particular video. If you know that you are a true Biafrans, if you know that your blood is from Igbo land, share this particular video, because this video that I'm about to show you now, this man, this soldier man that you people are seeing on my screen, this man now is an Igbo man based in Nigerian soldiers, and he sent a source message give to some people, some particular people. So I don't know what he's trying to say, but just take him to some time and listen to him, because he's trying to make sense here. But what I want to say is that Nigerian government are using Igbo people to fight Biafrans. That is my own opinion. If you know that you are an Igbo person joining Nigerian soldiers to go and intimidate your people, you are not doing well. So as a Biafran that you are, share this particular video so that this video will go viral. And if you know that you are an Igbo youth, don't join Nigerian soldier to avoid problem. Don't join Nigerian soldier. Instead, go and look for something to do. Leave Nigerian soldier alone. If you check what they are doing in Biafra land, you know that Nigeria particularly don't like Igbo people. So share this video and remain blessed. One love.
Now me be one Abakaleke military lifestyle. We know they too. If you put body, you go collect. If you put body, we'll give you rice and beans with lion pepper soup. You dey feel am ba? You don't chop rice and beans with lion pepper soup ba? Now what we go give you? In Akwana your matter.
This is General Philip Effiong from Akwa Ibom State, and he was once a Biafran soldier. Yes, this man was once a Biafran soldier. He's from Akwa Ibom State, but he joined Biafran soldier. According to history, this man was trained in Ghana. He was also trained in US and also in India. I'm not here to tell you the story of this man. I'm going to play the video for you so that you watch it from beginning to the end. But before I play the video, I want to say something. I think this man really deserves his flower, because this man was once a hero, one of the strongest heroes of all time. And this man needs to be celebrated. But before then, rest in peace, General Philip Effiong.
General Philip Effiong, the unsung hero of Biafra. General Philip Effiong was born in 1925 and died 2003. General Philip Effiong was not Igbo by tribe. He was Ibibio from present-day Akwa Ibom State. Yet, during the Biafran War, as of 1967 to 1970, he stood firmly beside the Igbos and fought as one of them. General Philip Effiong, fondly called the Gentleman General, was not just a soldier. He was a man of peace, courage, and unshakable loyalty. He was born on November 8, 1925, in Ibiono, Ibon, the present-day Akwa Ibom State. Effiong was of Igbo extraction through culture and brotherhood, as the war united tribes under one Biafra identity. Before the war, Effiong served with distinction in Nigerian army, trained in Ghana, the UK, and India. When the Nigerian crisis deepened and the Biafra was declared in 1967, General Philip Effiong became the Chief of General Staff to General Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu, effectively the second in command of the Biafran Armed Forces. Effiong's intelligence, composure, and discipline earned him deep respect from both soldiers and civilians. He was not a man of unnecessary violence. He fought for survival, for dignity, and for the soul of his people. When the war reached its tragic end in January 1970 and Ojukwu went into exile, General Philip Effiong took one of the most selfless steps in Nigerian history. He surrendered Biafra to avoid further bloodshed. His words during the surrender still echoes decades later. We have fought to preserve the dignity of our race. We accept the Nigerian government's offer of reconciliation, rehabilitation, and reconstruction. These were not just words, they were a cry for peace, a plea for unity, and a reminder that even in defeat, honor remains. After the war, Effiong lived quietly in Nigeria, avoided political drama, and remained a voice of truth and forgiveness. Until his death in 2003, He stood firm in his belief that Biafran cause was not for hatred, but for justice, equity, and right to exist. He is one of the few men who carried the burden of a nation on his shoulders and still choose peace over pride. Rest well, General Philip Effiong, the man who ended the war with grace, not surrender. Kindly share, comment, and follow me for more. Thank you.
Hello. You see one thing I hate about Igbo? There's a blog called Ultimate Blog. He just came out and said, American soldiers have declared they are not going to step out of Nigeria. They're going to stay on to the router terrorists. Are you speaking for American soldiers? When you people come out, you start talking trash. The main information coming out is that Nigerians are not talking about separation. They're advising from the White House, the Congress, that separating Nigeria will put Christians in jeopardy. And they forget that if Nigerians are separated, Biafra will become a sovereign nation. And there's no Fulani can come into our land. We shall no longer be under Nigeria. We have our own army. If the Middle Belt decide to become stupid and remain, they become vassals. They should become slaves to the Hausas. If they want to join us, they will come. We work on a condition where we can help them secure their peripheries. Yorubas who are known for all their deceitfulness may decide either to remain partly with Fulanis or have their own republic. That is the thing coming from the Congress. That separating Nigeria from being a nation, disintegrating it, will put Christians in jeopardy. Who said so? Don't you know that Middle Belt will have their own nation? Unless they are not ready, they can live with us. They can mix up the Yorubas. How can Fulanis come into their land when they have their own sovereignty and army? They should bomb them into submission. They have pulled out their hands now from Anha Digandi Bazo. Ana Digandi Bazo Kebua Makehi Monimala. As long as Nando come, Ewo Putra, Ewo Pusandia. Ndeni no chichi na na ekwejoku like Ikengu Chineje Ahanam de Kanu Billy. Just like Soludo. When they get these people and they agree, they will give them Nigeria. They will just kill the Biafran issue. See, let terrorism stop and let us move in peace. And we are done forever. Because as long as Nigeria stands, you, the Igbo man, will be emasculated. The Fulani has advantage. And the foreigners will keep on exploiting. And they'll keep killing, people will keep dying. Our politicians don't care. That's why I told you, dark man is very dark man, dark black man is not your problem. Your problem is Ikengu Gochinyere. Your problem is Soludo. Whatever you want to do to dark man, do it to this man. Go after them. This stupid, this blog I'm now, ultimate blog or whatever. That's American soldiers are vowed. Where did you stand to interview them? Do they have anything to say? They are under instruction to go and work. They don't have time to talk to you. Nonsense, stupid bloggers. And what time for you people? Where we are getting the main information is up there. And then bonus, International Criminal Court, the other one stupid Igbo man, they put one this thing, that Gumi has been arrested. The other one is Apabio. All these are AI generated. Thank God for Nnamdi Kanu. All of you are wicked people. They are coming in to kill our people. They will destroy our people. You don't want to listen to Nnamdi Kanu. You people, if ESN should be fortified, if not, if we're going to form a vigilante to secure Igbo land, that was why Nnamdi Kanu did it, and I stand by him. If we don't raise up an army to remove Fulani headsmen from our land, they are coming to destroy us. But in the next 20 years, we shall no longer have a generation or history. They are going to sleep with our girls. They give birth to Janja witch. They'll come after us. If you want, let us make haste. Make hay while the sun shines. God bless you.
I had to go to the Humanitarian Commissioner, and I let them know of my desire here, what I'm supposed to do. And I was directed that I'm not allowed to build the market. They said that the government has plans to build the market. And they said, we'll send you the plan tomorrow, maybe 2 days. And I waited over 2 weeks, no response. And I'm pressuring, I'm asking, so what is happening? When are we going to build the market? You said you would send me the plan, I have no plan. And they sent me a video of a 300 million plan for a market in Yawara. While they told me I can't build, I would spend maybe 50 or 60 million to rebuild everything. And they would consider a 300 million market here in Yawara. I said, what market in any village or town is there that is worth 300 million in Nigeria? Not one. Zero. Even in cities, which city has 300 million market? Very few. And I said I would not partake in this. Because my personal opinion is that people are using funds that are meant for the persecuted, the afflicted. Christian or Muslim, it doesn't even matter. People are suffering in Nigeria. And funds are supposed to be reaching those people to help them, to rebuild, to give food, to give aid, to do all these things. And the money that's meant for them is not making it to them. And so there needs to be purity within funds and within the government to do things in faith, to do things openly, to have accountability for what is being spent. Even this market that homes that they say they're building for 1 billion outside of Yawara. They said they're building 66 homes for 1 billion naira. I would build 3,000 homes for 1 billion naira. And so there's an issue. People are dying. I was just in Guer West yesterday, where almost 90% of people have been displaced from their land, forcibly by violence. And there's an IDP camp in Agagbe. They're living in grass, a grass house, full families. They said they receive money from the government maybe once every 3 months or 4 months. They have no food, they have no home, nothing, and if they go back to their land, they're killed. Even where we went, there was a man that was killed 1 day before because he tried to go back to his farm. The Fulani ambushed him, they cut him. I saw his head cut in half. This is what people are facing. And so we need the government, we need organizations to step up to the plate to help the Nigerian people. Please, we're begging.
Now that you put your money here, what's your demand on it?
Number one, the government needs to ensure security of the places that we're rebuilding. The destruction has been done, the people have been killed. We cannot change that now. But we have come to Yawara, we've rebuilt the homes, we have plans to rebuild the market if the government will not disallow us to do so. But the government has to protect its people. This cannot happen again. 300 people cannot be killed in their own village. They cannot burn 100 homes in market just for the sake of their pleasure. You guys have to protect your own people. There's no other way. There's no other way. Bam Sokoto, we all know that. But the reality is that that's relatively nothing. Yes, it's good to take a step. But what the issue is in Nigeria requires many steps. That is not going to solve the issue. And the reality is that the official terrorist groups such as Boko Haram and ISWAP are not the primary perpetrators against Christians in Nigeria. It's the Fulani militias and terrorists that are killing Christians en masse. Boko Haram is primarily in Borno and in Yobe. Yes, they do some in Taraba, Adamawa. But the ones who are killing Christians, they're Fulani. They're not the terrorist groups. Those are primarily in regional places. The mass killing, the mass displacement is the Fulani. Please do not get it wrong. This is the truth. Boko Haram didn't burn and kill the Yawara people. It was Fulani. The people in Plateau, in Riyom, in Zike, Miango, it was not Boko Haram or ISWAP or Lakurawa. It was the Fulani terrorists. And so that's what needs to be addressed. And so to the US government, you need to know this. You have the greatest intelligence in all the world. And so if you truly care about Nigerians, the Christians, even the Muslims who are being killed, you have to address the middle belt. It's not Boko Haram and ISWAP, it's the Fulani. This needs to be tended to, please.
Your name and